What we're looking at here is a completed flammable gas assessment on the deck of a platform that I have a model for here. And now that I have this completed result, or this final assessment, I want to output these results into a printable or a auditable document that I can show to a regulator later in the event that they say, hey, how do you know that your flammable gas system actually works? Or how do you have confidence that the system is actually going to detect what you want it to detect? So I'm going to click on the assessment folder and say print report. Up here we have the options for which pages I want to see or not see in the report. These are always checked when I'm printing reports because I always like to see all these pages. If we say that we want the results layers, I can either say all or representative Z only. If I click to representative Z only, it's going to default to offering me what I set as the representative Z for the grade map, but I can select any elevation slice that I want to display. It doesn't have to be the same one as the grade map slice. And then I can choose some other options here. The show detector origins and show fire detector cones does not really do anything for the flammable gas assessment because there are no flame detectors here, just flammable gas detectors. I'm going to PDF print because chances are I don't actually want a physical copy of this right now unless I'm taking it to a meeting to talk about it. And I'm probably just going to print this out so I can have this as an appendix. I'm going to attach that PDF as the back end of an appendix for a report that I'm going to be making, which will also be a digital file because we're trying to be eco-friendly and we don't want to kill trees if we don't need to. And so what I'm going to get here is a file that gives me gas detector assessment, tells me the version of HazMap3D that it was run with, tells me when it was assessed, and hopefully your computer is programmed with the correct date and time. And I get the project name, the name of the assessment or the name of the area that I'm assessing, and I get a summary of the size of my volume, the grades that I was using, the high gas and low gas voting diameters, the voting I was using, and what my coverage is. Next I get the detector details page, and we'll talk about this in more detail later, followed by the grade map, which shows the areas of the deck that I graded as partially enclosed. And you can also see where I have excluded from the gas assessment the internal volumes of certain objects and large enclosures. And then we can start seeing my assessment slices, which are tagged with the coverage at a certain elevation above local deck, or ALD. And I can see my color key for control action, 2 out of N voted coverage with a high-low voting, or alarm, which only is low voted. And I can see my starting and stopping points for my open path detectors and a line connecting them. And I can also see my point detectors marked with a dot. You'll also see that I can program in the name of the client or the name of the project or the facility that I'm working for. And I can get a recording of, again, just the area that I'm assessing, the name of the assessment, and since I only chose to have one Z on this report, I'm going to just get a 4-page file. If I want to instead, I can just come back and print report and say give me all of the slices. And now if I open this, I get a 13-page file that is going to include every layer slice. And that's going to range from, in this case, 0.49 all the way up to 2.99 meters ALD.